You want to see some D&D horror stories today? Yeah? You say yes? For December? Great, let's go. Come on, let's go right to it. So today all I'm going to do is read a bunch of RPG horror stories from Reddit, and at the same time, in the background, as you see, I'm probably going to be drawing something that's related to that. Most likely the exact same story, just illustrated. So, enjoy that. If it's not for you, I get it, go to the next video. This is what we're doing today. I promised this video like 3 or 4 months ago now. I gotta do it. I gotta do it, guys. I feel like a liar if I don't do it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Here we go. This one's called Rules Lawyer Outsmarts Himself and Then Has a Fit. I had a player who played in a couple of campaigns. He's gonna be a rules lawyer and was a bit of a pain to start. Ah, shit, one of these guys. Though I was relatively new to running games, he was reliable and local, which is a big plus when you live in a relatively rural area with a small pool of players. Yeah. Yeah. When we first got started, he would challenge me on rules make games to keep things going. We defaulted to Rules 0 after some pushback, and every game was followed by 1 to 2 page single-space emails detailing the areas where he disagreed with my decisions. Dear God. We started a long-running campaign. A few times I did not retcon, but made clarified rulings for how things would proceed if it's like I made an incorrect call at the table. The vast majority of the time, it boiled down to, this is the way we're doing in my games, so if you disagree, and feel free to run a game by your rules. I even joined as a player. We started a long-running campaign in a crazy homebrew world during the heyday of the D&D 3.5. There were 6 players. I allowed some third-party content, so everyone had slightly overpowered characters. Rarely do a group of players complain if they have too many strong abilities. After all, this was mostly a fun game. Hey! One good thing out of this. It's gonna go to shit, isn't it? It didn't stop the long post-game emails, and they continue to get longer every week. From Mr. Rules Lawyer, finally topping out at 4+ pages every game session. What the fuck? Why? Why? What the We have played the campaign from level 1 up to level 12 over more than a year. God damn. When they decided to try to rob the very well-protected vaults belonging to a leech. It was known this place was heavily trapped, and one gap the group had struggled with the entire time was not having a rogue. They came up with inventive ways of finding, triggering, dodging traps. I was fine with this. As the umpteenth trap in this particular session, they had located yet another magical trap. The rest of the party retreated 60 degrees, so I guess you're trying to say? A 60-degree angle around a corner, in the intention of sending in a summoned minion to trigger it. Mr. Rules Lawyer mocked the rest of the group for their cowardice and explicitly stated, "These traps always have a radius of 30 feet. You can hear his voice just in that way. You really can. I'm going to stand 31 feet away from the trap and watch it go. I just imagine the voice sound like that. It's probably sound a lot more chill, but in my head, it sounds that annoying. It sounds that annoying. It really does. This particular trap happened to be Circle of Death, which is 3.5, had a radius of 35 feet. I was doing my best to keep the devilish GM grin off my face. Particularly since this was the 3rd time they found one of these, I knew it was making a potentially fatal mistake with his character. The trap was triggered. The spell went off to the full radius, and Mr. Rules Lawyer rolled a natural 1 in the saving throw. Immediate character death results. Percy whines that it isn't fair! Danny suggests I lie about the radius. Really, bro? Really, bro? You gotta lie in a make-believe game? Really, nigga? Look at the spell. He then accused me of changing the trap style, or trap type that he declared where he was standing. So I showed the whole group my notes and the trap map for everything they had covered. I had written it all up in Word and printed out the notes, so it wasn't like I could easily change them with my pencil at the table. The group rested, and the druid prepared a reincarnate to bring Mr. Rule Lawyer back to life, since he was their cleric. Rolling on the chart for the random incarnation race, it was going to turn Mr. Rules Lawyer character into a human, which really isn't that bad, even was going to change up his staff just a bit. And they were getting high enough that with some effort in a side quest, they could have gotten his original race back easily. But instead, however, oh boy, it was going to be some shit. Mr. Rules Lawyer said his character would be offended to come back as a human and would never do so. That the character's soul rather stay dead. I asked to confirm. The other players told him to stop being dramatic. He insisted on this. I stated, the reincarnation fails because social character's soul declined to come back. The body is also ass, and she is permanently dead. You're dead. Dead ass. Dead ass. Mr. Rule's lawyer threw a fit about being permanently dead. I didn't budge. He chose Step for his character over inconvenience. I wasn't going to let that slide. I was happy to have him roll up a new PC, especially since the leech had an entire area devoted to unique specimens coming up. It was the perfect place for the party to find his new PC and get back to the game. That night, I received a 6-page diatribe about the game. 6 fucking pages, bro? You mad? I think they're mad. I think they're mad. Little mad. Mr. Rule's final ultimatum was that I should allow his character to come back as a ghost, which can possess the bodies of other characters. Get the fuck out. Both PCs and NPCs, get the fuck out, man. With no saving throw, while possessing a body, the ghost gets to keep all of his mental stats and character class abilities, while gaining the body's physical stats and racial abilities. This is OP as fuck. That's stupid. That's dumb as fuck, no matter how you say that. This possession had no time limit or way to end it, other than when I find more suitable hosts, I'll just move on. This was clearly a broken and in no way same power to grant to any PC or even an NPC. No saving throw versus indefinite possession. No way, no how. I declined. He insisted he was never coming back, which I confirmed was correct, and then permanently disinvited him from this and all future campaigns with me. I printed the entire exchange to share it with the other players, so they would know why I did this, and they were amazed I put up with the emails for this long, since they had no idea what's going on at all. Fuck me, right? After all was said and done, I discovered just how much extra stress those emails had added to my life, and actually felt rejuvenated and more excited to continue with the campaign. It was also a very valuable lesson in drawing boundaries with players, and I now cut off any of this behavior quite early. I know my people disagree with my rulings, and I'm happy to discuss with other players on agreement on how going forward, but someone questioning on my decision GM is clearly a bad fit and should not be in my groups. Agreed. I give this advice to other GMs and offer up this horror story as reasons you should not be afraid to set solid boundaries even when you're new to running. Okay, this next one is called Trying to Run Cyberpunk 2020 to Mainly D&D Players. There were shenanigans. Part 1, what's the best race to play? Warning, mildly political. What? Why do you do this to Soul? I try to be not political here. Oh, well, I could draw something cyberpunky. Hope you enjoyed that in the recording. So, one of my older stories was read on YouTube, reminding me of another strange RPG tale about trying to get people to play anything other than D&D. It was during the pandemic, most of my other games had died off. Man. I feel that one. I think we all kind of feel that one, don't we? I decided to give Cyberpunk 2020 a try with some of my friends from Metaspace and Discord to try to do something. Anything to beat the boredom of lockdown. Yeah. Other than doing gig apps like DoorDash and Instacart. So I invited some bored friends and posted ads to some of the RPG servers I was on, mostly D&D, to see who'd be interested. I was surprised at how much interest I got at the game, but in hindsight, Cyberpunk 2077 was coming out, and most of the people I played with were hardcore video game types. So here are some exciting encounters while trying to step up and run the game. Oh boy. 1. What race is best for min-maxing for 2020? In case you don't know, for that particular game, all characters are human. So there's only one race. The human race. So one of the first answers to the ad, let's call him Chris, had already started making a character a medic, which was great for a game where everyone was part of a flying combat ambulance. Oh, okay. So one question that threw me off. So what's the best race for medic build? I read the question and scratched my head at what seemed to be blatant racism in the first 5 minutes of interacting with this guy. I asked him, can you elaborate the question? You know, racial bonus limits. You didn't say which races you're limiting, and from what I heard, basic meat characters don't last long. I looked over 2020 core book again. There was cyberware, but I don't think race had anything to do with stat or limit wise. Was trying to use new dog whistles to see how races do. Like that damn Frog NBC meme in the early 2010s. This is around peak Trump when alt-righters and little Nazis were coming out of the woodwork. Okay, the fascist flags. We all seen that, right? Yeah. Enough said right there. Let's not even revisit, please. I gave it a day to gather enough material to mess with this guy, as like I had a jumping on my hand. I gave him a tour of the world, pointing at different cultures from different races that we're all the same despite our differences. So no, he doesn't get to have extra stat points for being white or less for being black. I expect some racist rant and me screen capping the post in here before blocking him. But what I got was, yeah, it's a Shadowrun 2077. I get confused a lot. Turns out I'm mistaken with Trauma Team for Doc Wagon from Shadowrun and was making the changing Dogman based on his persona, Corgi Labrador mix. He said that he wasn't a Dogman, that he wasn't interested in playing the game as he loved to play his persona. He hadn't found any games outside of D&D or Shadowrun. I pointed him to the exotic body mods and was happy to make some corp loans to be turned to his happy Corgi Lab self. So yeah, in the game, you can turn yourself into, well, in the core D&D, in the tabletop RPG game version of Cyberpunk, you can literally turn your character to look like anything you want. You want like a doggy? Go ahead. Have fun with that. He had to leave the campaign halfway due to work issues and was replaced by another furry medic, and I quote, a smart-ass meat rabbit. Now it's a running joke in my Cyberpunk games that a good chunk of trauma team techs and medics are furries who joined to the corp willing to pay for their biscopping jobs and personas in exchange for top-tier engineering and doctors. I mean, why are the suits and helms so big? TLDR, player misreads what game they're playing and makes themselves like a racist. Try to act they could be a dogman so pure human. Edit 1. First off, I got a Reddit care message, assuming from this post. I like to let everyone know that I'm in a better place physically, emotionally, since the events of this post. I'm at home now, seeing therapists on a weekly basis, surrounded by better people overall. I appreciate your concern, random internet stranger. Second off, I was aware that my behavior here in hindsight was a bit problematic, if not cringe, especially with the furry isn't a horror story here. I'll be posting part 2 either later tonight or tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Ed 2 should help out, but I am SD and ADD's social stuff has a way of going over my head. That's fair. This is kind of fun. Alright, you want me to do more RPG horror stories? I think I probably will, and probably very soon. But please, tell me in the comments below. So please leave a like and leave a comment. Share it out. And if you like what I'm doing here, you can subscribe, because I'm probably still drawing the background right there. Hope it looks great. Tell me if it does or don't. I want to know, man. Oh, I got you here. Please, go to my Discord so you can check me out there and talk to me and my people and whatnot. I got the link to descriptions below. Also, in the comments, or I should say in descriptions, I have a link to my Redbubble. Also have a link. I'll show the link here on the screen as well. My Redbubble has my merch. It has some of my designs are available for sale right now as we speak. There's even a shop button at the bottom too of this video. Also on here, you might see a big old heart symbol that says thanks. That's a super thanks. So what it is it's just a tip. It's just saying, hey, thanks Soul for, entertaining us and whatnot. Welcome, buddy. I like you too. I don't want to kiss you though. I'll kiss you a little bit. Okay, that's the only kiss you're getting now. No more after that. No more, damn it. And if you want to get a commission from me, there's 2 ways. One is go to my website. It's flowing on the screen right now, probably bubbling around, bouncing and whatnot. Or you go to my Patreon. It's also going to float on the screen, show to you where you can go. Alright? Got it? Got it. Alright, cool. Thanks. I really appreciate that very much. Now, I'm going to direct you to the next video coming up. Just go there. You want to see more stuff from me? Or just hear me talk? Whatever. Only if you enjoy me, though. Only if you really like me, though. Like me enough, anyway. Oh, and before I disappear, I'm going to show where you can follow me and see more of my stuff, or just get in contact with me. If you want to get in contact with me for commissions or just chat a little bit, that's fine too. I'm alright with that. Alright, I'm gonna leave you be. Take care, folks. See you next video.